I have removed the mountain so that way we have space for a new custom-made one. In the last episode I made the first area of the new mountain, but there's still some stuff to do. We need to get the building to cover up the super smelter because it doesn't really fit into the vibe that I'm going for. To get all the blocks I need to finish up my dream base, I have made a trading hall for masons a long while ago, but I never made any farm to get some emeralds to be able to trade with them. We will fix this today by building a farmer trading hall and a huge automatic melon farm which will produce over 1,300 melons per hour. And at the end of the episode we will even start a new shop at the shopping district, so I guess let's roll out the plan paper for this episode. First, build a farmer trading hall. Secondly, make melon farm. Thirdly, fix super smelter. And the last one is to make diamonds. Alright, let's dive into the episode. Why are you here? Where did you come from? And you! Are there more in the space? I don't know, I feel like someone placed zombie piglin heads in my base. Anyway, I think what we will do right now is to go to our villager area, because in this episode I will try to... And I'm out of rockets, obviously. Because in this episode I will try to get more emeralds to finally be able to buy all of the blocks to build, you know, this huge mountain thing base that I want to do. For that reason, I will need to get some villager from here to over this area, because this is actually my mason trading area. And to get the emeralds, I will actually build up a more or less industrial melon and pumpkin farm, and the melon and pumpkin farm will be over here. I think I will use up this space over here to build up the more or less industrial farms. I will build up a storage system to, you know, get some farms here when I need them. Anyway, I think... how do I want to get it done? I guess I will firstly do the villager thing, put them over here, and then we will see us again. So I will see you in some minutes. As you can see, I've got in all of the masons that I wanted to have. Now the only thing is I can't really trade with them because I have no emeralds, so that's what we will tackle on right now. But first, you know, we need to do it step by step. First I need to build up a little staircase thing over here, so we can kinda lay out that one over here, so that way we can figure out the place where the farmers will be, because, you know, I need the farmers to sell the melon and pumpkins that I will build a farm for over the area over there. So I guess first step is to make the staircase. I guess then we will need to make the places for the farmers. Then we will do the industrial farms, you know. So I guess we have plenty of work to do, and I guess without further ado, let's do the little staircase. Let's go. For this stair I decided that I want to keep it simple and just use some brown colors and mix some mud in between. The overall shape is simple as well. I just wanted to have a smooth stair to be able to get down to my future underground base. I think I have done a good job so far, so let's continue with the episode. As you have seen in the time-lapse, I am now finished with like the rough sketch of the staircase that I want to have. Like it will lead from there to this area. Obviously I will cave out a little bit more over here. We'll make a nice little, you know, place over here. And then as you go to over here, like there in the underground will be another base for the future. But for right now I have done the staircase. Now I will beautify it, because, you know, right now it's not really much. I will do some railing stuff and, you know, make it a little bit more natural, like kind of the vibe that we have got over here. So I guess I will do it right now. Why shouldn't we start, right? So I guess let's go. Alright, I am done with the glow up of this area, and just look how it looks when you just walk up this area. I think it's beautiful with all of the firefly bushes and stuff. I really like it. And when we look with the FreeCam mod, we can see I've built some quote-unquote cliffs to the staircase, some railings. I've beautified the area with some grass, the firefly bushes and frog lights. I think it turned out really good. So I guess now it is time to find a place for the farmers. So let's go to that part. Alright, I think what I will do is to get the farmer villagers over to a place over here, over this side. So basically behind the breeder. So I will, you know, dig down a little space, carve out the mountain a little bit more from this side. And then I think I will build up the little, you know, hall thing for the villagers. I think it will be pretty cool at the end. But I guess let me clear out the space and then we will meet us again. I think... Will I do a time-lapse out of it? Maybe, you know what, I will do a time-lapse out of it. So I guess, let's see us in the time-lapse. But first I will need to clear out the space for the villagers. I mean, I don't need too many farmer villagers. I think like 10 should be enough. So I don't need that much space, but I would like to kind of carve out the mountain a little bit so it's not too ugly. Kind of like what I've got over here, you know? But just a little bit more, maybe till this point. I think that should work. I just need to clear out the diorite for stone, and then I need to get some holding structures, and then I need to, you know, make it safe for the villagers. I think that should work out. So now I wanted to have a cleaner space, so I made up the roof out of stone, and then I decided to get in the chambers for the villagers. I thought it would be cool to get in some green, so I went with green terracotta for the wall and for a deep slate roof. I think this build looks pretty decent, even though it's not that important, because it's just for the villagers, you know? Anyway, let's continue with the episode. Alright, as you can see, I have kinda changed up the area a bit. I mossified the ground level. I think that's pretty nice. Also, I got in that kind of facility. It's a pretty easy one, to be honest. Got some mossy bits in there. I've already got the farmer villager all in place. I think it's overall a pretty nice area. Got in some copper as well. Nothing really special, but you know, it does the job. Now, the only thing I need to do is to level up the farmer. But I think before I do the leveling bit, by the way, I have also like a little tunnel thing. You can go easily to the other side and to the mason villagers, which is also pretty neat. I think what I want to do now is to build up the industrial melon and pumpkin farm over here, kind of a little bit in the sky. And for that reason, I think I need to gather up a bunch of resources, like especially pistons and observers. I think I will gather up the resources. You will see a quick time lapse. I'm not really that much of a technical guy, so yeah, you will just see the time lapse and then you will see how it works, I guess. If you want to see more redstone related stuff, I think Mushroom, who's currently online, but Mushroom has, you know, more in-depth knowledge about redstone. I'm not really good with it. I just use tutorials for it. Anyway, let's meet us in the time lapse. Alright, as you have seen in the time-lapse, I'm finished with building the farm. At least I'm hoping that it isn't breaking, because, you know, flying machines, one wrong step and it's just gone. And it will mess up itself, and I don't have a backup, so yeah, let's just hope that it works when I flick the lever. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it seems to work. Is that right? I don't even know myself how that works. But it seems to work. Oh, that's so smart! That's such a cool farm. Because the stairs are getting pushed down, the water flows, and with the packed ice and the signs, it creates a very fast waterway. And the items land over there in the hopper, which is pretty much too slow, I guess. But I think over time it will work. Now the question is it going back? It seems to work. Yeah, I think it's working. Oh, that's so cool. Alright. Anyway, I will AFK now for a bit. I will get a bunch of melons, at least that's what I'm hoping for. And, you know, we see us in some minutes. Alright, now it's actually the next day and Cheese has done a little autocrafter setup, so I don't get the melon slices, I will get the full melon. And we have some shulker boxes as output. Whoa! So many creeper in that hole! What is going on here? Anyway, I hope that they will stay over there. I guess I can deactivate the farm. I hope that will work. Anyway, let's look into the chest. 1 shulker box, 2 shulker boxes, 1 full double chest, second double chest is full. And oh, we have so many melons. That's crazy actually. But I guess the whole reason to make the big melon farm was actually to get the farmer villager that we have done over there, that we can trade with them. But now I guess what I will do is to level up the farmers by getting some crops and stuff, level them up till they have the melon trade. And then I will get a bunch of emeralds to trade with the masons. Yeah, it's complicated. Oops. It's complicated, but I think it will be worth it. Anyway, I will meet you up at the farmer villages. As you have seen, we got a bunch of emeralds, we got a bunch of stuff over here, but now the actual reason why we have, you know, leveled up all of the farmers to become the melon trades and to get all those emeralds is because we need the building blocks of the masons over here, and I think that is a good start. However, I will need more in the future probably, but let's get down to shulker boxes and let's see how much I can level them up. But I guess I will do that off camera. So see you in some minutes. Alright, I'm now through the trading with the masons, and as you can see, it's a master level. I have gotten the master level from them till the shulker box over here. So this is the last one on master level and the next ones are still novice. But I'm out of emeralds, so this has to do the job for now. And obviously over time I can level up the others as well, but I guess that I will do in the background. I've gotten a bunch of resources from trading with them and leveling them, and I think those will come in handy, especially the polished andesite and stuff, because now I will actually gather up the resources for the next build of this server. Let's actually get to the place where I want to build it. You know, that super smelter is really nice. I like it. Thank you again, Shroom, for building it up for me. But I don't think it's that beautiful on the outside over here. It's kind of interrupting the scene with the houses and the cliff over there. So I will build a building around it. And as I've said, those builds and stuff will be kinda castle-y over time, and I think I will build a little castle on this side over here to kind of finish up the look from this view, and then I guess I can start on the area over there. But I guess now let's start gather up the resources for the build. Let's go. Alright, as you can see, I have 2 shulker boxes prepared. I have a bunch of stuff over here, especially some especially some spruce, some moss, some polished deep slate, some cobbled deep slate, some oak stuff, and over here some mud stuff. I think I will make something so beautiful. No, I guess it will actually be a pretty simple build. I guess I need to destroy this hut over here and maybe get rid of the villagers, and by getting rid of them I will just, you know, let them out and then walk off their way. I think they will get to their home, right? Yeah. They will walk freely over here. Anyway, I think let's start the little time lapse for this build over here. Let's go. For this build, I initially wanted to do a castle-like build, and I have made the design for it in my testing world. However, after checking out how it would look in this world, I decided against the castle build because it didn't really look good and kinda blocked the view to the buildings on the cliff. So I went with a more old rusty wooden build where I mostly used spruce wood. The walls are out of oak wood, and then for the top parts I used some packed mud and mud bricks. I'm really happy with the build, and if you have watched this far in the video, write noodle in the comments. Enjoy the rest of this episode. So I was mining and suddenly out of nowhere Edmar wrote me that he needs to visit me at the Craftiverse portal because he owes me some diamonds. I mean, I will take some diamonds for sure, so let's meet up with Edmar and see what he wants to give me diamonds for, I guess. Edmar!
Yo!
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, well, you wrote something about diamonds, so here I am.
Yeah, I figured that would get your attention. You know how you said I could take some bones from your mob shop?
Yeah, sure.
So I did, but I'm just gonna pay you for them because I took a lot, and you deserve a shower of diamonds.
Whoa.
You missed some.
That is... Ooh.
That is a. I gave myself a slight discount, maybe 10%, but I at least took that much.
Alright, I mean, it's fine, honestly. Appreciate
Discount
it.
is okay. I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm gonna run
Amazing.
before you say no. I mean,
Oh, speaking of special offers, I think Fivo messaged me that he wants to have a special offer as well.
for what?
I think it
meal?
was for bones, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end. I might make a bone meal farm. I might just buy them off of you. I don't know. I haven't figured it out.
I mean,
I
if
made all
it's...
the dyes for all the dye shops, and I'm just kind of like, meh.
I mean, if it's like a collaboration thing, I can give you a good discount if you need it, you know, more times, overtime stuff.
I will make enough money from the dye shop to afford any bones I need, I think. If not, then... I mean, if the prices are too steep, well, people can make their own farm.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I don't think that you need a bunch of dye. Like, will need some, but like, besides cheese, I think
Yeah,
no people
besides
want to have
cheese.
full sugar boxes.
Yeah, I got mostly shulker boxes full, except for like brown and green. I don't have a shulker box full of those.
We both talked about stuff here and there, but the funny part was when Fivo messaged in the Discord a screen recording from Blue Map, which is basically a thing that you can open and see who's online and who's where on the map. And like, as you can see there, you can really see the ADHD kicking in from Atma and from myself. I think it's hilarious how we talk to each other and just walk around like crazy. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. That was a good amount of diamonds. We got a stack of diamonds to, you know, provide the bone meal for Atma's dye farms. I guess was a good deal after all, and I think at some point we will need to go to the shopping district because I think Fibo messaged me that he has done a special offer thing. So I need to come up with a price of another bone meal supply. But as you have seen in the time lapse before, I have actually finished up the build that you can see over there. So I guess let's move over there and see. Can I fly like this to the building? I will die. That's not my building. Where am I? Okay, let's actually be serious. That's the building you have seen in the time lapse. And as you can see, it's kind of a sprucey woody building with the spruce and the oak. And then I decided to move into mud and the packed mud and the mud bricks. The roof is like the outline of deep slate and then sprucey top. And I think overall it's a really nice addition to the area. It looks really like old, rusty. I don't know. And it has a really cool roof design. Anyway, that's for the building so far. I won't have any interior because it's just to hide the fact of a super smelter, you know. That's the only reason this building is here, just to hide it off. And now I guess I will need to stop by the shopping district. I already got some diamonds and I was mining a little bit, as you can see, but it was just because of tough. So let's go to the shopping district. Alright, we are now at the shopping district and it's so nice to see all the buildings popping up over time. Obviously, it's still not finished, but like seeing all the shops at the different areas, it's just so cool to see. This will actually be like a farmer market thing where we can sell a bunch of stuff, but don't really have a shop for, you know. And we have a whole bunch of other shops. I think somewhere even popped up a bank, which is like a gold shop somewhere. There's Atmas shops. There's the, I mean, look at this building. It's so gorgeous. Anyway, what I wanted to do is collect up all the diamonds from my shops. So I guess it won't hurt if I look at the mud shop first, right? Let's see inside the shulkers. Nothing. 1 diamond. Ooh, a bunch of diamonds. And no diamonds. Okay. Let's go to the next shop. I think I want to go to the loot boxes first. I mean, it's a good sign that the light is off, because that means I'm out of stock and that means I have made a bunch of sales. Oh, 1.5 stacks of diamonds. But I need to refill the loot boxes soon. Then I can go to my next shop. Yeah, I have a bunch of shops, I know. The mob drop shop. Let's see if we sold any stuff over here. A bunch of bones. Ooh, and even more I guess I should refill my bones soon. Did I sold any gunpowder? Yeah, I even sold some gunpowder, which is lovely. Now, did we have any special orders? Fivo actually wrote something in here. Hello, I want to place an order for the shulker of bone blocks. Can you please provide the quote? Thank you. So he wants a shulker box full of bone blocks. I mean, I can do that. Let's fly over to my mob shop. No, not my mob shop. Let's fly over to my mob farm. And then we see how many blocks we actually have in the auto crafting setup that we have. And then I need to think of a fair price. So let me think. Isn't basically one bone block like 3 bones? So it would be... If one bone stack is 1 diamond, then one bone block stack would be 3 diamonds, and 3 times 27 is 54 plus 27 is 84. Let me actually get out my calculator. 27 times 3. It's 81. Yeah, my math is a little bit rusty. It's 81 and I can give a discount of 25%, I think, because it's a whole shulker box. So it would be 81 times 0.75, which would be roughly 60 diamonds, which is actually a fair price, I think. So I guess let's get over to my mob farm, which should be not over there. Perhaps mob farm over here. Okay, let's grab up a shulker. Then I guess I will write Fivo the amount of diamonds. Then I will put it into my base and he can just, you know, get the bone blocks when he needs to and if he's okay with the prices. Yeah, we already have enough for a shulker box. So let's fill up the shulker box with the bone blocks. That is lovely. So we have now the shulker box. So now I guess let's go to our base, leave Fivo a message, and then, you know, he can leave the diamonds anywhere in my base, I guess. Or maybe I will just put them in a chest and then he can leave the diamonds in the chest. Anyway, I will make a little setup and then we will see us again. So I guess this is what I've got for Fivo. Here is the shulker box full of the bone blocks. And this message, leave 60 diamonds here, Fivo. So I guess that's pretty obvious. So we'll send him a message at Discord and I guess then we have 60 more diamonds and we have actually made like over 2 stacks of diamonds. So let's convert them into blocks. Then let's get them over at my wallet and we have nearly a stack of diamond blocks, which is pretty lovely. That's nice. Anyway, I think what I need to do now is to get up a design for my spot at the farmer market because I actually want to sell some sand for the community because I think majority of people want some sand over time and they are willing to pay a good price, so why shouldn't I get into the grind, right? I mean, I won't provide the whole season of sand for the people because, you know, it's just my farmer market spot and not my real shop. But like in the meantime, if I have the time, I can go to the desert, you know, get some sand and then provide it for the community, which is always a nice thing. And I mean, it's basically the reason why we play in SMP, right? Anyway, I guess I will figure out a design. Maybe we will even meet us in the creative testing world. This would actually be cool if we could make something together in the creative testing world. I guess that's what we will do. So let's see us in the creative testing world, I guess. Alright, we are now in my creative testing world. As you can see, there are some buildings. There are some more buildings over there, which will probably may or may not be in my episodes in the future. Anyway, I kind of have an idea for what I want to do with my farmer market space. And no, I don't want to have the replace mode. And I think I want to have kind of like, not really a restaurant, but like kind of in that sandstone-y style. As I said, I want to have kind of like a sandstone style builds with like some parasols and like a little building as well. And I think it could be pretty cool. So let's build up the parasols. I think they shouldn't be too bad to build. I think something in that sense as the parasols, and then I will have, you know, some of the seats over here and over there, and, you know, for people can sit there, enjoy a drink or anything in that sense. That will be the outside area, and obviously I will make the floor like birch wood and sometimes some sand slabs and stuff, you know, like this kind of style, maybe some sand on the ground as well. And for the building, I think I will do something in the sense of what the desert villager buildings are looking like. Maybe something in that sense where I make the wall with the smooth sandstone and then the sandstone on top to get kind of this wall design, and then they will have a roof, maybe something in the sense of like that. Like maybe just a small building, you know, something in that sense. I think that will turn out pretty cool. I will get now to the normal, you know, survival world on Craftiverse, and I guess then I will build it up. But I first need to gather up a bunch of sand and stuff. So I guess we will meet us in the desert. Alright, as you can see, I'm now at the farmer market, and I think I have claimed this one. I don't know where is the sign which just stands for boop, I guess, but this is my space. So I will now transform this space into like a deserty area. I mean, that's the reason we were into the desert, you know. I have the sand, I have the sandstone, I have some other blocks as well, as you can see over here. So I guess without further ado, let's start the time lapse, and I guess then we will meet us again. Let's go. As you can see, I'm finished with my little farmer market area. I've done some cacti decorations, some seating places, some campfires, and all of the stuff that you can see on the screen right now. And obviously my little shop, the sandy shop, where I mostly sell sand related stuff. But you know, not the whole season. It's not that I claimed the sand, it's just like that, you know, from time to time I collect some sand and then I have some overflow. So this is the way to get rid of it and to get something done for the community as well. As you can see, 2 shulker boxes are here, 1 diamond per 2 stacks. I think it's a fair price. Yeah, I think overall it's a pretty cool design. But unfortunately, this is the end of this episode. But I think we have done a lot of progress in this episode as well. We have now the melon farm to get more emeralds, to be able to buy all of the blocks that we need from the masons. I think that's a great way to get emeralds. And we have the farmer area. We have done some work over at the base, some cleaning up process and stuff. And I think in the next episode we will do so much progress. I have so many plans in mind to finally build up the mountain more and make the next big area. But I guess that is the end of the episode, so please, if you can, leave a like, leave a comment, anything that would help out my channel really good. And I think we will meet us again in 2 weeks Sunday, because this is my upload schedule. Anyway, good day everyone. Goodbye.